Hello and good evening. Police have started a murder investigation after the death of a man in Sheffield. The 28-year-old man was found injured in the street on Club Garden Road in the Highfield area in the early hours. He was taken to hospital but pronounced dead a short time later. South Yorkshire Police said a 30-year-old man was arrested overnight on suspicion of murder and was in custody. Formal identification of the dead man and a post-mortem examination was due to take place today. And there's been a fresh appeal for people in North Yorkshire not to flout lockdown rules after a big rise in the number of coronavirus cases. Public health officials say there are now 580 cases per 100,000 people in some areas, more than double the national average. The county councils urge people not to mix with those from different households.
I think the main reason is around household mixing, people socialising indoors against the rules, unfortunately. Understand why people are doing that, but please, people need to comply with the rules. We do think there are some issues about people visiting. So again, we've asked people to stay away from the coast. Obviously, if you live locally, take exercise, get some fresh air. But actually, we'd want to avoid people visiting from further afield at the moment.
Now, the region's canals and rivers are busier than they've been for decades, and there's pressure to use them more, as just one barge can carry the same as 18 trucks. Paul Murphy boarded a new freight service destined for Leeds to find out more.
It may be 53 years old, but the Farndale is enjoying a new lease of life. And this means regular trips from Hull to Leeds and back with hundreds of tons of cargo. At the helm, bargeman John Branford says the green credentials of these vessels make them increasingly relevant.
You don't need to be much of a clever person to know that, like, if you leave Hull, tide's going to push me to go with 500 and odd ton. I can run this engine half speed. When I go back to Hull, Ebb's going to take me back. And you've one engine going and you've all this waiting.
Full use of canals might well relieve rail and road congestion.
They were once the lifeblood of the industrial north, but as the world got faster, barges fell out of favour. The Farndale and other vessels are now regularly seen gliding through the Humber estuary and on into the inland canal system.
Our canal network was built to move freight, to move products and goods and all the rest of it. Obviously that use has dwindled, and now we've seen the rise of pleasure use as well, but there's still room on some of our larger waterways where it's suitable to do so, to use our waterways to move freight.
On this 70-mile trip, the load is builder's sand. It would take 18 lorries to do the same job. In Leeds, there are even plans for an inland port to take even more freight off our roads.
The environmental benefits are so great now that people are getting really excited. That barge has got an engine no bigger in moving 500 tonnes than an engine in a road vehicle moving 28, 29 tonnes. It's incredibly efficient.
The barge is back, though for some, it never went out of fashion. Paul Murphy, BBC Look North on the air and Calder navigation.
On to the weather. Thank you to Dermot for sending this fab picture taken in the Peak District. Let's see how this week is looking. The details from Katerina.
Hello, though. Unsettled out there this evening. Fairly cloudy with outbreaks of rain. We may see some clearer spells overnight, but still the risk of some heavy showers moving through. And a windy night in store. We're looking at lows of around 7 to 8 degrees.
OK, that's all from us for now. You can keep up to date on social media. We will be back at the later time of 11:30. See you then. Bye-bye. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more, then please do subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. There's lots more to come.